I began climbing in 1999 through the Colorado Mountain Club. I was a runner for most of my life, and I joined the CMC to learn safe passage in the mountains here in Colorado. There's a lot of technical peaks. So through that, I became intrigued and wanted to climb outside of Colorado, with the first mountain being Rainier in the year 2000. And it's one of those things, I think, one mountain begets another mountain. And I joke and say it's all uphill after you do one, but you experience one and that leaves you longing for more. And so from Rainier led to Africa, which led to Peru, and ultimately to the Himalaya. The Himalaya seems to be what you read the most about. It has so much historical significance. And my first trip to the Himalaya was really a trek. It was a family vacation of sorts. And that's where I saw Everest for the first time, up close and personal. It was after coming home and seeing that 9 of my 10 photos were of Everest that I knew I'd be back to climb that mountain. In the last 2 minutes of the climb, I realized in myself I was going to do it. And it was amazing the amount of adrenaline that just carries you up the mountain those last few moments. You're really moving quite slow. When I look back at film footage of it, to walk 100 yards takes 15 minutes. So I had no concept of time, but I knew I had beat the turnaround time, which was my goal from the beginning. And that's your fear on summit day, that you won't get there in time, especially being a female and being one of the slowest members on the team. I was really worried about that. And my mantra was just eat the elephant one bite at a time, put one foot in front of the other, and don't stop and don't dawdle. And then when I stood on top, it really didn't register what I had accomplished at that moment. It took a few days actually to really understand the magnitude, and I think that's from the sheer exhaustion, the overwhelming sense of everything you've gone through, and you're so worried about getting back down safely that you're not taking that moment to really celebrate. People always ask me if my life has changed since I climbed Mount Everest, and I still get up out of the same side of the bed. I still have to clean the litter box. All those things are the same. But I think it's different in one aspect, in that personally, I have a stronger sense of self-confidence of my own capabilities in the mountain. Once you've been to the highest point, I no longer fear the altitude. You know, there's other things to fear on a mountain besides just that, but it's nice to know that your body can handle it. But I have a higher self-esteem, and I enjoy sharing my story with others because it inspires them to live their dreams and pursue their goals in life. I think people can look at me and say, well, if she can do that, perhaps I can open that restaurant or run that marathon or complete that triathlon.